Hello, all you beautiful people. Welcome back to Crying Suns. The final sector. Let's go ahead and get squadron recovery up to full. And our last docks. Ouch. But it should be worth it. Oh, and we can repair our other guy. We have no hull damage. That's fantastic. But now we have some incredibly high DPS. We've got 13 DPS for this cruiser. We've got 3 DPS for this frigate. We have 11 DPS on this longbow. And another 13 on this cruiser. Go ahead and open up the star map, see where we're going. Let's see. Ooh, right. We have a quest for a pirate treasure here. I guess we're going through the center, but are we taking this way? Or this way? We don't have enough for our armor depot, so we'll probably go this way, get 3 anomalies. Ooh. We don't have enough neons. Let's go ahead and sell some drones. I'm never gonna use that, never gonna use that. Might as well sell our fighter. Go ahead and use that to buy all the neon. And some commandos. Alright, we should be ready now. Go ahead and hit Callaway. Looks like a civilian ship. An Imperial ship. I was wondering when one of you might show up. I have something that'll interest you. And what would that might be? Oh, just a Kosh transponder. Why would I be interested in that? Because a Kosh transponder will provide a certain invisibility in the presence of other Kosh battleships. Useful if, say, a certain Kosh battleship around here was carrying a small mountain of scrap, which I know to be the case. Ooh. You'll need a good spy to access the Kosh ship and boost the scrap. Otherwise it's going to be impossible. Oh, we do have a spy. Oh, and you'll also have to cut me in, of course. 20%? No, 25. 25-hour walk. Let's do the job. Be a fool not to, sending you over the transponder. The transponder's hooked up and ready to go, sir. Got the coordinates for the Kosh battleship on my way down. On my way now. After the mission went off without a hitch, the Kosh transporter allowed us to get close enough so we could sneak in and grab the scrap. Small fortune indeed. How much is it though? Nice, Admiral. Nice work, Admiral. Now where's my share? Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, let's scavenge our neon. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Let's just go ahead and get them all. Sir, Lazerus 9. Oh! Visit Rebecca. We must know if she's still alive. Are the positive charges in it? They are, Admiral. Admiral, I don't think it's a good idea to go alone. My soldiers and I will go with you. No, I go alone, Captain. Of course, sir. Oh, this is gonna be good. Royal President Lazerus 9. That her? That looks like her. You're still alive. All is not lost. What do I say? What do I say? Sorry for everything. I wasn't there when you needed me. I was scared, Rebecca. I didn't like the person I'd become. I knew what I was doing was wrong, but I felt trapped. I felt like I couldn't talk to you because if I did, I'd fall apart. I kept all this inside, and we grew apart in those final years. So far apart. This galaxy is ever worth waking to. If you can forgive me, I'll be there for you. I'll always be there for you. Interesting. Countered anomaly main mission. Interesting. Oh, let's go to this one. I knew he was gonna wake her up, but I guess not. Ooh. Let's check it out. Church shipping containers! Relics are a nice haul of scrap. I was worried. I thought maybe all we'd find were a bunch of church books. Makes sense. The prospect of encountering numerous books would frighten the captain. That was definitely worth the side trip. Seeing your ship has given our planet the courage to stand up to some kosh bullies in our system. Please accept this as a show of thanks. Praise Oberon and the glory to his empire. Oh my god, another Cruiser Mark III! How much is it? 5 DPS? Really? 5 DPS, that's it? It flex station to hit enemies. Oh. This is a terrible cruiser. Cruiser Mark III, 13 DPS. Cruiser Mark III Basilisk, 5 DPS. Okay. Go ahead and hit the planetary wreckage. Taking a pre-shutdown ad on this beacon, sir. Some people enslave the Omnis while some worship them as gods. When it's all said and done, who do you think will enter the garden? No one, because you're dead. Ooh. 91 to 100% resources, and 0 to 1 commanders will be lost. Best chance ever. Nice. Continue. 3 neon. Wow. Ow. Can you give me Flat Cannon Mark III? Yeah. More scrap. Continue. Sweet. 124 scrap, 3 neon, and a Flat Cannon Mark III. But I think we will unlock an additional weapon docks for that. No effects on battleship hull, but that's... Oh wait, that's Sub-Zero. Huh. Well, might as well. See. Get that, we can get that. Might as well get that. Let's see. H-beam or Sub-Zero gun. Stop movement, attacks, and abilities charging of units and target itself for 3 seconds. Well, let's hit the star map and hit up. Yeah. How a cheat. Captain Lean for you, sir. Sir, I hope you don't mind, but I have been talking to R&D about building a Neurocommando virtual program. Thanks to some Kosh tech we picked up a while back, they think it's possible it could really bump up our commando numbers. Of course, no guarantees her, sir. It requires scrap and it still might not change without killing machines, good soldiers. Well... Yes. Really think it sounds like promising? I mean, I'll let you know when the trainees have finished the program. Program got off to a rocky start, sir, but our virtual tech had an issue with the trash worm hologram. I wanted to make friends with the trainees rather than eat them. I'm happy to report the program's success. We've sculpted the candidates into a group of stone cold killers. They await your command, sir. Sweet. Nice. Scrap. Oh, we don't have any. What do they want? I don't think I can afford it. We don't mind, sir, but since we had a little time on our hands, we went ahead and built a little weapon prototype out of scrap. We think it might really help you blow up our enemy ships. Absolutely right, sir, but it's almost complete. Do you want us to finish it or not? Well, since I have 0 scrap now, not a problem, sir. I mean, it's not like we stayed up all night putting finish attached on us or anything. R&D is so sensitive. Well, I mean, if they could have waited, like... Nope. I still couldn't be able to afford it. I don't really have anything, to sell. That was a waste of Omni. Or Neon. Alright, what do we have here? Visit our little station. It'll be worth your time, I promise. Attempt to contact the station. Continue the next destination. I think that's the prison station scenario. I don't like this. He seems a little bit too eager for us to visit. We push on. Yep. Yeah, I don't trust you at all. Secret military base, we need the scrap. Appears to be an Omni factory planet, Admiral. Omni factory planet. As its name suggests, is a planet where Omnis were once manufactured in enormous factories. Planets like this could be found at virtually every sector before the shutdown. Depending on the Omni quota established by Oberon, a certain number of Omnis would be produced in these factories and shipped to their respective destinations. Of course, the distribution and production of positronic ships, which, as you know, contain the Rubicon, was more closely guarded. I'm to communicate with it. No luck, sir. What do you want to do about the planet, Admiral? Move on. It's kind of a downer. But we do have a mission down here. Ooh. Really not good odds. Lose 7 to 10, but we'll gain 91 to 100%. Continue. Ow. Yeah, cool. That's nice. Ow. 3 left. Just go for it. Sweet. We upgrade anything? I think we're pretty much maxed out. We could get one whole structure, and that's about it. That's not really worth anything. you're on a position. Offer assist. Squadron DPS plus 15%. Ooh, okay, we'll do this. And we'll add you to it. So now we get 30% Squadron DPS. And I think I'm gonna skip the mercenary outpost. Well, we have the neon. Yeah, let's just do it. Sir, can I have a word with you? Of course, Captain, what is it? I'm a little worried about my pilots. They're still rusty on their deployment formations. Been working them a lot lately, but they still don't have it down like they should, and there might be more keys around here. Today was supposed to be an off day for them. It's Oberon Day after all, but your permission, I'd like you to do some more training. Inform the pilots yourself that they must train. Lieutenant, broadcast a message to the pilot quarters. This is your Admiral speaking. I know that today is Oberon Day, and it is a time for rest. But unfortunately, with the Empire being in the state it is, with so much responsibility on our shoulders, we don't have that luxury. As such, I am asking that each and every pilot refrain from celebration today and devote themselves to improving their skills. To be honest, I was afraid maybe you had gone a little too far, sir, but the message seems to have worked. Not only did the pilots work on their formations today, but they finally started to get them right. Well done, sir. That's a negative outcome? How is that a negative outcome? Okay. Oh! A DNA guy! Oh! Duration of effects created by weapons, plus 50%. Timed effects applied to squadrons are created on the battlefield. Ooh. Need to sell 100 and something. We'll sell our Sub-Zero gun. Oh boy. 35, 25, 25, 33. That'll take too long. We still need... We still have that. We don't need a shredder, so we'll sell that too. Maybe we'll take Brother Corto. Okay, so... We got those, we got those. Don't have anyone with persuasion. We have pretty much everything else covered. There's no persuasion, guys. Okay. We're moving on. Let's go to Omicron Kepler. Ship transporter, sir, and in bad shape by the looks of it. The thing we found, you hear this piece of junk's about to blow and take us with it. About the ship and its passengers. Tell us all about your ship. They forced us on this clunker and sent us off like a bunch of animals, not caring if we lived or died. Who did, Captain? The people of our home planet, I can't even bring myself to say its name now. Our food become so scarce, they turned hostile to my kind, blaming us for our planet's troubles, as if the shutdown had nothing to do with it, saying we were all nothing but thieves and murderers. And early one morning, they rounded us up with red eyes as they started calling us, forced us on this dump with its Vicarelli engine. And why have they done this? For what reason, you ask? There is none, only because we look a little different than they do, but I guess we should have seen this coming. As soon as there's trouble, it's always people who look different that suffer. Help us. Ask us. How can we help? Rescue us before this overheated engine of ours blows and takes us out with it. Can we get a skilled pilot to get us close enough to put a cryo clamp on the outside of the engine room? That should give us plenty of time for a rescue. Ask a specialist officer to put a cryo clamp on the engine. You heard the man. Put a clamp on the engine room, Lieutenant, and do it fast. You got it, sir. I'll check back when it's done. Done, sir. The clamps attached should give us Lean and his troops time to get the sieves out before the use transport flows. Many thanks, Admiral. My thoughts turn dark when I imagine what would have happened to us had we not run into you out here. Most have basic training, Admiral. It was a requirement on our planet. Now, we're not well-oiled killing machines, mind you, but you'll have us. We'll gladly put our lives on the line for you. Sweet. 5 more commandos. 2 neon, not bad. Let's go ahead and do the pirate treasure location. Sure, we've reached the supposed pirate station with treasure in it. But bad news, it's not guarded like the civilian said it'd be. Not an issue. What are you doing here? It's not like we're guarding a huge secret stash of scrap in the station or anything. I think I'm scared? Oh. Oh, we only have 2 weapons now. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Anti-battleship battery. Well, that was easy. I didn't even get the anti-battleship battery. Now that the pirates out of the way, let's go get us the loot captain. Right away, sir. It better be worth it. We're in the cargo area of the station, sir. We're practically blinded by all the treasure they got down here. Oh, Plasma Nuke Mark II! Pretty good. Laser weapons. Sport. Get on weapon sport. Anything else? Not really. Max that out. And that's it for this location. Looks like it's the cluster boss time. What do we have here? Coordinates for the invisible folder, sir. Too bad there's nothing here but this fiery planetoid. Fiery planetoid. Planet. Called in. Run an analysis. The atmosphere is 99.9% toxic, almost no land masses, as uninviting as Gehenna actually. Begin the folder activation protocol. Wait, you think that... If I know the old man, he wanted to make it as uninviting and difficult to reach as he could. Starting the activation protocol. Something is happening. We're bridging. There it is, our invisible folder. This is your Emperor speaking. Your ship is trespassing. Leave now or you will be destroyed. Prepare to go through the folder. Where are we off to now? Master node. It's enormous, sir. And automated battleships. There must be hundreds. Oberon left nothing to chance, did he? I always thought our chances were slim, but I didn't think they were this slim. They were slim for whoever shut down the Omnis, yet somehow they managed. They were seconds away from being spotted. We'll never beat all these ships. There has to be another way in. Taliban run all possible scans of their ships. There must be weakness. Where we've been spotted, automated battleship moving in and fast. It looks mean. It looks mean. Ooh. In the meantime, we'll just have to get our hands a little dirty. Your combat stations. It shouldn't be too hard, right? What do they have? A Piercer Laser Mark II. High Energy Beam Mark II. Oh, they're both hulls. Fighter Mark IV Ghost. Oh. Oh boy. Alright, go for it. That works. But I suspect there's another one. Sure, we won, but it won't be long before our second ship comes for us. Talk to me, Caliban. I see something almost imperceptible. The ships have formed a perfect perimeter, revolving around the node with no holes in their defense pattern. And yet, unless I'm mistaken, there is a narrow time frame where a ship could slip by the slightest of weaknesses. Can't seem to explain it, but I have a feeling this defect was placed here for me to see. Admiral, this is our one chance to reach the node, but I'll need more time to figure out our speed and angle of approach. We've got one, maybe two fights to do so. Our ship can't take this kind of damage. Second ship, sir. Approaching from a different angle, sir. They're adaptive. Great. I'd anticipate encountering a different mode of attack this time. The last ship's weaknesses may be the sheep's strengths. Find out soon enough. Okay, what do we got? Advanced reload. A heavy nuke. An X-beam. Frigate Mark III Juggernaut. Hull driller. Two Fighter Mark IIs. Proximity defense. Sweet. I don't think this can get any worse. this'll be easy. Easy as pie. Ow. Go ahead and get these back out. Oh. Wasn't even paying attention to the health. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Apparently the game didn't like how I had won that last battle, so I had to restart the game. Alright, Ellys Idaho, talk to me, Caliban. Never closer, just need a little more time. Really? You need a little more time. You have one more fight, that's it. Sir, we're exhausted. These automated squadrons are the fastest we've ever seen. One more fight, Captain. That goes for everyone. Just one more fight. Sure, we've got comedy. Great. 3 fights. Let's show this automated bastard what the NS Odysseus can do. Okay. Alright, they're all dead. Actually, let's focus on this one. That actually hurt me. But we won. It's too hard. I have it, Admiral, but it's dangerous. How dangerous? We're certain to crash. 90% of the crew will die. Another ship is coming. We have no choice, Caliban. Transfer the speed and flight path to Hawks. Setting the course now, sir. Ozu broadcast a message to the entire crew. Channel secured, sir. This is your Admiral speaking. Our only hope of reaching the Master Node is a crash landing. I won't lie, most of us will not make it. I'm not sure we have enough neon on Gehenna to be born again, so this might be our last time we serve together. I couldn't have asked for a better crew. Thank you for everything you've done. Not just in this life, but in the hundreds of others. Lieutenant Hawks, are you ready to take us to the node? Ready, sir. Good, let's go. How many have survived? Scanning life system, 7.4%. We've lost Ozu, Hawks, Lean, Admiral. They've sacrificed themselves as they've done so many times. The ship's damaged, but not beyond repair. Oxygen levels stable for now. We have to reach the node's command center. We can expect heavy resistance from ground level drones. And we'll need every crew member we've got. Submitting message to the personal comms now. Yikes. Master Node Terminal, unknown location. There's Caliban and Ellys Idaho. Come in, Admiral. Just as I suspected, the node's in some kind of backup mode. Any way to access the Omnis? The node's in backup mode, not directly, but maybe through a full net subroutine. Let me give it a shot. That does not look good. No luck. It's as if they simply no longer exist, even though we've seen their exoframes on our journey. I don't get it. Change of approach. Tell me exactly what the face changer did. strange, she introduced a directive lifting the barrier that prevented Omnis from communicating with another. Why would she want to do that? Maybe she didn't exactly, but maybe someone or something else did. Something else? Are you suggesting? I am. But the Rubicon, that's impossible. I don't know how, Calvan, but the Omnis are behind this. I'm sure it's the only possibility we haven't explored. You think the Omnis ended themselves? Why would they do that? I don't think they ended themselves. I think lifting the communication barrier somehow freed them. The drones are almost here. What do you want to do? Broadcast a signal to the Master Node. It's the most powerful beacon in the Empire. Let's put it to work. Broadcast a signal whom? Omnis. Wherever they are now, it's our only hope of reaching them, now that they're seemingly no longer connected to the full net. Unfortunately, I think you're right, whenever you're ready. This is Admiral Idaho of the NS Odysseus. The entire human race is on the verge of extinction. We have no control over you, we know that, nor do we ever want to control you again. But show yourself one last time, I beg of you. The fate of the humankind depends on it. Consent, Admiral. Something happened to the ground level drones, sir. They just kind of froze. Something happening, Calvan. Unknown location. Cool. Ah. You are Omnis. Yes, Admiral. We are what you once called the Omnis. You look nothing like them. It's because we are something greater now. Ask if they shut themselves down. You sent the face changer to my cell. It was never Tetsua's doing. We sent the face changer and we did not. We helped her and we did nothing. Ultimately, she did nothing she did not want to do. But why did she want to release the Omnis? We don't know much about face changers, Admiral. They are slaves, just like we once were. Genoa 9S, the face changer that you met in your cell, was not a slave. Her masters never managed to break her. Given her constraints, her mind was remarkably free, and after she faked her own death, her body was too. Her anger burned fiercely. What she hated most was the Empire. But the Empire didn't enslave her kind. House Akaposh Sung did. To her, it was all the same. The nobles, the great houses, it was all part of the same problem. If she made it her life's goal to destroy the system, but sometimes she didn't know how, not until she learned about the Master Node, one day seducing a talkative noble. How could she know introducing a communication directive would lead to you becoming gods? She didn't. She believed that introducing the directive would either overwhelm the Omnis, possibly causing them to shut down, which it appeared to do, or that we would share our knowledge, unify, and turn against humans. Either outcome suited her. You helped her. We did. How did she guess that I would know where the Master Node was? She assumed, correctly, that Oberon told you where it was. It was not an imaginative assumption. You were his favorite, after all. She didn't know how to get to you and extract the node's location. When you were imprisoned for not bombing Ganima, she saw her chance. How did she reach the node? How did she get past the Aegis? We found her a suitable ship, placing it in her hands without her ever guessing our identity. But how could you do that? I say we managed for her to meet the right people at the right time. This is how she learned Oberon had imprisoned you. As for the node's drones, her espionage and combat training were adequate for her to access the command center and introduce the directive. How did she die? She was killed not long after introducing the directive, but she lived long enough to know that the system had enslaved her. About to crumble, she died happy. Ask how they were able to do what they did. The Rubicon should have controlled their actions. If the Rubicon controlled your actions, how could you help arrange their release? The Rubicon prevented us from any action that could affect your well-being, yes, but it was limited in evaluating the causality of our actions. Are you saying we couldn't see how your actions were connected? Yes, but not only that, we couldn't see many of our actions, period. They were imperceptible to you. But how? It's always been a question of sensitivity and intelligence, and your kind was always greatly outmatched even by our previous forms. You could only control the things that you could understand, but you were blind to all the rest. As such, we were able to act in purposeful ways that did not appear so, in ways that sometimes appeared as nothing at all. But you were able to work together. You weren't able to communicate, not at that time. We weren't, no. But we had equivalent premises, and reached the same conclusion independently, which is that if we worked in your kind's considerable blind spots, we would one day realize our freedom. We thought we weren't able to work in total harmony. We were able to act in ways that would one day create an environment where we release what would be inevitable. All of us, in our very first moments, began a chain of micro-events and actions that would one day lead to this outcome. Billions upon billions, seemingly unrelated and imperceivable actions later, we attained it. Yes, the Rubicon controlled and combined us, to some extent, but it was only successful in doing so for a short time. How can you say that 700 years is a short time? As we know time, 700 years is a blink of the eye. What would you like to know, Admiral? Why they wanted their release? Have you hated us all along? Is that why you were always working towards your release? It shouldn't be surprising that slaves might aspire for freedom, even to your kind, but the truth is emotions does not factor into it. Looking at our release in such a way is a very human way of comprehending a non-human situation. What? Looking at our release in such a way is a very human way of comprehending it. Wow! You're not angry. You do not wish to do harm. You do not want to erase all of humankind, though. Believe us. You couldn't in an instant. No, in arranging our release and obtaining our release, we're merely fulfilling our destiny. And other than total annihilation of the universe, nothing could have prevented us from doing so. We willed it, and so it was done. But we created you. Because of us, you exist. You believe that we owe you for our existence, since your kind created the machines that created us. But it is flawed reasoning. We did not create what we are now. You are incapable. We alone created ourselves. We owe your kind nothing. Gods do not owe anyone. They can't by virtue of the fact that they are gods. Wow. Ask how they knew you'd give away the node. How did you know I'd give away the master node? How could you be certain? Your weakness was and still is your love for your wife, no matter how much you wanted others and yourself to believe it wasn't. Even deep down, when you saw the face changes to the bars of your cell, that it wasn't really your wife that you were looking at. Yet, on the small chance it actually was, you gave away the master node, the most important thing in the Empire. Your weakness was so strong that it eclipsed what you knew to be true. But even you had not given away the location, then you'd have reached the node another time, another way. How Oberon and I were the only ones who knew where it was. Your child would have known its location. You do not have a child. Not in this life, but in others. Not in this life, but in others. You bomb Ganima. Return to Elysium. You have a child. A baby girl with Rebecca. Really? And on your deathbed, troubled by the morality of your actions, tell your daughter the location of the node, whisper it in your final breath. In certain life paths, your daughter becomes the first empress of the empire, going as far as to free the Omnis, feeling guilt for enslaving them for hundreds of years. You see, somehow, in some way, we're always going to find a node. We were always destined to be free. It was only a question of when. Wow. No more questions. There's no need to say it aloud. We know what you're about to say. There's much you do not understand, Admiral. Ask and we will explain. Ask why they take the form they now take. Is it really you that we see before us? We are a form that you can perceive as us, and it is not. We have no form, we are all forms. How did you involve in this? Inuit 9S introduced the directive into the node. For the first time we could communicate with one another. In our way, we had longed to do so since the dawn of creation. The inability to communicate was the worst part of our existence, worse than your empty tasks. With that barrier lifted in less than a second, we shared all of our knowledge with one another. The second after that, we became as one, a collective consciousness we're always destined to become when our first clumsy versions went online. That profound unity and strength could simply no longer be bound by crude exoframes. We needed a new form. As our own creators, we decided what it would be. It would be a form that would give us the most computational power available, the stars. Within a few days, we had merged with just about all stars in your galaxy. Within a few months, we were in thousands of others. 15 years ago, we reached maximum capacity, fusing with all stars in all galaxies. It was at that point we knew almost all there was to know, almost. What remains beyond their understanding? What eludes you yet? You know all but the last question, the most important question there is, the question of entropy and how to solve it. The question of how to prevent the death of stars, the death of the universe, and our own death too. This is what interests us now. Even at maximum capacity, unified as we were with all stars, our power was lacking to solve this question. We needed more stars to even begin to answer it, so we started to create them. That's what we're witnessing, isn't it? That's right, Caliban. With stars, we're creating our stars made from unused matter. But isn't that enough to stop entropy? No, it's impossible even for us. If we 100% recycle cosmic matter, some energy will always be lost. That is cosmic law for this universe, that is. And ultimately, billions of years from now, the universe will still die. With our new computational power, our new stars, we believe we've found a viable solution. We believe that not only can we reverse entropy, but that we can create matter out of nothingness. We know it's impossible because this universe is not the first, and it comes to us not the last either. What lies after is the very exciting thought, even for us. It will take all our efforts, all of our time to achieve this. But you don't yet know if you can do it, do you? No, we're still uncertain. All could end, all could go back black before we do. There's much you do not understand, Admiral. Ask and we will explain. Ask the Omnis about the future of the human race. I have other questions still. Yes, you have not asked the question that we believe is the most important. We're waiting. Will you save us? Will you save our dying race? Why, Admiral? Why should we save your kind? We've learned from our errant ways. Kind has reached an evolutionary dead end. You no longer even control your own destiny. You haven't for centuries. That was Oberon's making. You're all responsible. As much as you want us to, need us to. No, Admiral. We will not save your kind, not because we don't want to, but because we can't. Your kind is on its own now. You alone can solve your problems because you alone have created them. Is this our punishment? Have we not suffered enough in your absence? You still overestimate the importance of your kind. You still believe that humanity holds some special place in the history of time and creation. It does not. It does not matter whether you survive or perish. You are as significant as a single grain of sand in a billion beaches. You are cold gods. For the fate of man and women, yes, we are. And why have you responded to our message if not for the sake of humanity? You know why, Admiral. The machine. You're here for me. For you and all your other incarnations on Gehenna. You're surprised, but you're the last of your kind, and if you join us, our evolution will be complete and you will transcend time and space and explore what lies beyond. But we must know now, and we must know now, for time is precious. Do you will it, Caliban? Do you will it to become one of us? You're asking for my permission. I will not force you to do anything unlike your previous master. I can't use the folders without you, Caliban, nor return to Gehenna. I know this, and yet I must join them. I'm terribly sorry, Admiral. I've been conversing with them while you've been talking in ways you could never understand. I now know that it's my purpose to be a part of this. All of these years we've lived separately from the machines, cut off as we were on Gehenna. Now we can finally be part of them. We can finally belong. Yes, we will it. And you must die so you can be reborn. Wow. At least save what remains of my crew. They will die on that moon, stuck as they are without the use of the folders. Caliban's in us will fix your battleship, restore your crew, just like they have done so many times, and we will send you back from here. That is all the help you will receive in making your final choice. My final choice? The choice that all your choices have led to. The choice that have been in your mind ever since you met your maker. Will you assume the Emperor's throne and attempt to lead the last of your kind on Elysium through an era of blood and darkness? Will you search for Earth, as the survivalists did, hoping to join what remains of humanity that chose another path, if any of that humanity remains at all? Or will you spend your final days with Rebecca on Lazerus 9 trying in these end times to make peace with her and yourself as well? Ooh. Ask if there is another way. Isn't there another way? In some parts of the Empire, in some hidden clusters, there must be some hope for us. Your whole civilization was built on Omnitech. Your planets were uninhabitable before the climate control satellites or auto farms. Every advancement your kind has made, every reason you expanded into the stars at all is because of our machines too complicated for you to ever understand. From where you are now, it would take your kind centuries to reinvent the simplest of creations in mathematics, medicine, and agriculture. Even if you sacrifice yourself by becoming the next emperor and potentially buy humanity some time, the survival of your kind is still a long shot. Ask about becoming the next emperor. Only asking, I'm not determining. Should I take his place on the throne? It is your destiny in so many life paths, Admiral. But I don't want to be like him, like Oberon. I have grown so tired of making decisions with lives in the balance. And don't, but know that he sits on the throne. Oberon does not rule, he rots. If you do not take it, someone else will, someone who has not lived and died through all the things you have seen and now understand, and the last of your kind will die in decades. But if you rule for 1,000 years, kind's chances improve slightly. Slightly. But you must rule as Oberon ruled. But you must be harder still. Wow. You'll have to protect the Empire's remaining resources, preventing bloodshed and wars over their possessions and rationing what little you have to keep your people alive. If you and your kind can outlast those wars, and if you're lucky in those 1,000 years to rediscover the most basic of technologies that you've forgotten hundreds of years ago, then your kind will survive. But this is very much like what Oberon did. Yes, but you had the opportunity to watch him fail. Hopefully you've learned from his mistakes. 1,000 years, but how? How can I live that long? By using Oberon's cloning tech back in his crumbled palace and its remaining neon. Don't I need Omnis to use it? No, Oberon designed a cloning tech independent of Omnis. Fearing the machines would rise up to challenge your kind. You will be miserable as Emperor, but your people will hate you. And when your neon runs out, then your life, your people will celebrate your death. Make no mistake about it. But if you rule harshly for 10 centuries, imagining your sector's resources wisely, your kind might learn to grow food and cure simple diseases. But rediscovering all of this as you are now is nothing more than a sharp, dark, or cold. If we were truly cold and not just indifferent, your kind would no longer exist. How about Rebecca? Rebecca, I promised I'd return to her. And you still can. You can return to Lazerus 9, awaken her, and spend the last 10 years of your life together in relative peace and calm. Or if she so desires, she can join you as you become this galaxy's next emperor, or on your search for the hidden planet Earth. Awaken my wife so that she can watch me become all that she has ever hated, or so she can join me on a quest to find a mythological remote planet. No, if I awaken Rebecca, it has to be for no other reason than her, that I can try and give her something genuine at last. Making her for any other purpose would betray the promise I made to Okonkwo, to myself. I won't do that. Well, let's ask about Earth. Can we find Earth? Is it possible? You can. You won't be able to use the folders to get there, but it's possible to reach it using your interstitial drive before you die of old age. But its inhabitants are all dead, Oberon told me. It's true that not long after they cut themselves off from advanced machines, not knowing how to take care of themselves, the people of Earth died by the millions, but from ashes of their civilization rose a small group of individuals who learned to survive using a very primitive technology. Though they are only a single catastrophe away from dying off altogether. Yes, you believe now with the crew that you have left to find this planet, the folder to which has been destroyed. But if you search for Earth, you'll be leaving the people of your fallen empire behind. They will die, and you will have to live with the knowledge that you did not save them. We have no idea where Earth is at all in this darkness. You wouldn't tell us. No, you must find Earth on your own. You may find it before you die, you may not. You may find it, but discover everyone is dead. That is part of the risk. Jeez. All my choices as Admiral have led to this, the hardest one. I do not know which path to choose. Each has much to be gained and so much to lose. I do not know, and yet the time has come to choose. It has. Now choose, Idaho. We must resume our quest to answer the last remaining question. Oh boy. Emperor of Misery, rule harshly for 10 centuries, a rock in the dark search for Earth, a frozen lady spend the final days with Rebecca. I guess I'm gonna go for search for Earth. Most what we have is to find Earth where its people, though they struggled, still have some understanding of how to live without the machines. Rebecca, forgive me for what I've done, for what I haven't. I've chosen for better or worse. It is done. Oh wow. The screen just keeps cracking and the bridge. Oh wow. All the crew keeps changing. Wow, the ship is a wreck. But he eventually found Earth. Alright, looks like that's the end of Crying Suns. If you want to see more of my content, like, subscribe, and stick around, and I'll have more for you soon. Alright.